Hey everybody, this is Daniel from Relaunch, and today I'm going to show you how you can create a multi-step price calculation form. So what I did here in my example is I created a party planner, and that party planner will show an approximated price on the top right. And you can go through this multi-step form and you will get an end price depending on the questions and answers that you have chosen at the form itself. So first I'm going to show you how this thing works and how our new plugin is going to present this multi-step form for price estimations. And after that I'm going to show you the back end, how the site and how also this form is set up. So let's start with this example. We have the party planner introduction here, where you can put in some text and some image. And after that you will click on the next button. When you're on the next slide, you will have the first question here. It's asking you what type of party you need. And from here you can see we have three options. We can choose a kids party, we can have a teenage party, or we can have a normal party. You will see from the design it looks very clean, and we wanted to make sure that the user will easily understand every answer. So you can do many things here, like having an image, having a title, a sub-description. We also have tooltips, different formats. Also you can choose 4 columns, 2 columns, etc. That is all possible. What we're going to do now is we want to have a kids party. So I'm going to click at kids party and I will go on the next button now. You will see here that the next question is asking me, do you need any special kids party services? So we have chosen a kids party and now we need some kids party services. That means we have some dependencies in that question and answering tool too. If I wanted to have, for example, a clown and face painting, I can choose both here. You will see it's now a radio checkbox that you can click. And you can go on the next button. The next question has a different layout. You see we have 2 columns here instead of 3, because we also only have 2 answers here, sorry. And if you want to have, for example, cake or buffet or both, we can click on the 2 items. Let's say I want to have a kids party, I want to have that face painting, and I want to also have some cake. Then I go on next, and it's asking me what cake I want. I want a big cake, for example. This is now a free text form that you can use, and it's also a different element. If we go on the next button, you will see how many guests do you have. And this is very important because the amount of guests is used to calculate the price at the end. That means, for example, if I go here now and say I have like 20 guests, then you will see the price here is $120. Let's say I have 50 guests, then the price is $150. So I will explain later how this works, but you can remember that you will have a ground price of $100, and for each guest that is invited, you will pay $1 on top. Let's say, for example, we have 36, then it will be 30. 35, 34, and so it goes through the amount of guests that I have. If I go to the end now, this is the final question, you will get the final price amount, that will be $150. You can get a custom final text here that says, fantastic, your party is planned now, and to save your configuration, please fill out the form below. Then you will get in touch as possible as soon as we can, and you will also get the email that the customer has sent to himself, also to yourself, that you can contact the customer if he wants to have the party planned with you. You see you have first name, last name, company, email, phone, message. We also have address fields. You can hide, for example, message, email, phone, whatever. You can hide all fields. And you can also have custom checkboxes like the privacy policy and also the final quote and call. Let's say if I fill out this form here now with my name, last name and the company, then you will see a mail that goes out to the customer with all his configuration data, so the answered questions and also how many guests he have and the cake name. And you as an owner of your store will get the same email and can contact the customer if he has, for example, checked this checkbox here. So this was the introduction, how it works. Of course, everybody can go back and forth in the planner, but now I want to show you how it works in the backend. So for that purpose, I go into the WordPress backend now, and you will see here a new menu item called Wizard Forms. So our plugin is called Wizard Forms, and inside your Wizard Forms you will have all the different forms that you have created. And in my example, I have a car finder, a shopping guide, but also the party planner. And the party planner is the one that I just presented here in this video. So I'm going to show you how it works. You can click on Edit, and you will see a normal WordPress post design, but with many different options and many different settings. On top here, for example, you see how many people have viewed, started, finished, have bounced that guide. Below that you will see the type of the guide. So we have a price calculation, but we also have a guided selling. Guided selling I will present in another video. Then we have options to show the progress bar, to show the email form at the end, to show the live price on top right, for example, to show answer prices, and also to show a custom title here. We left this out because we have a custom block here, you see, that I used. It's coming from my theme, so it has more options than just adding a simple text. What's very important is that if you choose price calculation, you will have a price calculation formula. And that formula is used to calculate the price or the costs on the form itself. So you see here we have 100 plus, and then it's starting with this sign here that's also used here, that is used for the answer price. For example, 106 is how many guests do you have, because the ID is 106. We always use the ID of the question, multiplied by 1020. 1020 is the type of party that you need. So for an example, 1006 would be 20 guests. And what type of party do you need? Was a kids party, and for kids parties we calculate €1 per guest. So we will have 100 plus 20 multiplied by 1. And that will be the final price that we also just saw in the live front end that I just showed. It's 120. But it sounds very easy. We can also see, if we click here, for example, on what type of party do you need, and we want to edit this one, we can see the question that we just saw in the first slide that I presented. And you will see here the kids party, the teenage party, and the normal party. And each one has a custom price. So for example, the kids party, as I just said before, has a price of 1. That means each guest will be multiplied by the price of 1. So we have 20 multiplied by 1 equals 20. If we have 20 guests for a teenage party, it will be multiplied by 2. That means we have 40 euros in this example. And for normal parties, we calculate 3 euros per guest. Sounds like a cheap party, but it's just for the demo purpose. So of course you can set up any question answering pricing as you like, but it's just an example. If we start on top here, you will see what type of party do you need. So this is the question itself. You will see how many people have viewed only this question, how many people have completed it, and how many people have bounced on this question. You can also give it an internal name, like for example, when you have multiple dependencies, you can say kids, and then it's kids party, so that you will see in the overview where exactly this question is located. You can have custom descriptions below the title. You can choose if it's a radio, checkbox, slider, or text area answer. You can have answer filtering or ranking, the columns, for example, answer style, answer required, the relations, dependencies, and then at the bottom you will see the answers. So here, kids party, you can have a custom image. You can also have a tooltip if you want. You can set a custom description, and at the right you will see how many people have chosen what answer. What's also important or good to know is that you can drag and drop each answer here directly. And if you want to have the normal party at first, you can just drag and drop it to the first position. The same also applies to the form itself. So when you have the questions listed here, you can drag and drop each question. And let's say, for example, I want to have the first question. How many guests do you have at the very first position? Then you just drag it to the first position of the questions here, and it will be displayed here also in the front end. From the questions overview, you also see the type of question that is used. For example, here we have a slider, then we have a radio checkbox, so only one answer can be chosen. You have multiple checkboxes answer type, so many answers can be chosen. And you will see the statistics here, like how many people have viewed it, completed it, how many people have bounced. Then at the very bottom you see show final price or not. For example, if you do not want to show the final price, you can hide it until the person has filled out, for example, your form. And then you have the question I just showed you, the answer text here at the very result form step. Fantastic, your party is planned now. To save your configuration, please fill out the form below. Correct. So what I did here now is I dragged and dropped the how many guests do you have at first position. Then we have the what type of party do you need. And we have a question called the kids services. So the kids services is the question that is only applied to what type of party do you need. So by the dependency that contains kids party. This was the question where you can choose the clown, face painting, or fire show, for example. So if we now go back to our site, open up the party planner and start the first question here, you will see that this question here with how many guests do you have is now at the first position. So it's pretty simple, I would say, and we see here it's also calculating the price now with the multiplier by 3 because it's a normal party. You will see $160. It will be 20 equals multiplied by 3, 60 plus the general price of 100, so it will be 160. And yeah, this is how it works. So I hope you liked that short introduction how you can create multi-step form calculations in WordPress. And if you have any questions regarding our plugin, then feel free to comment in the comment section below. Thank you very much.